in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta Falcons. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's locked. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Shutting defenders at the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A huge play there right off the bat. 68 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Here's the fullback. This is Roosevelt Nix. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Roosevelt Nix, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and through. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
180! Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Play fake. Mayfield. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Ito Smith, his first carry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now it's Smith running right. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Mayfield down, and he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Mike 29. Pistol. Hurry.
4th down, Mayfield. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better.
Sammy Watkins, he's going to go past the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Let's go, let's go.
Sammy Watkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield looks to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On 3rd down, Smith. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. From the red zone now, Mayfield. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They go back to the ground now with Smith. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith with touchdown number 7 on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. To throw again on second down. Luck going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
A first down carry for Smith, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Ito Smith. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to him back.
Throwing, Mayfield. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On first down, Smith. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving lateral.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
And so far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. On 3rd down, Myers. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago. And another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Let's go. Hey, alert.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Darius Leonard, the linebacker, able to break that one up. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there. Mayfield now, 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Back to throw. Love. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Big stop. Let's go.
Here's Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into half.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Love. And this is caught by Watkins. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20-17. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Come on now. Let's go.
So we've hit half. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Mayfield on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Over the middle, complete. It's Hart. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, he tried to bounce it outside, but that's obviously not his game. He's too much of a straight-line runner.
Yeah, him in the outer third of the field, not a recipe for success. That time a loss. On second down now, it's Myers, and he stopped immediately there. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. They'll keep it on the ground. Myers accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. 71 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down, blitz coming, and down he goes. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They run with the fullback Nix. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 3rd and long, it's locked. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith, 79 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come, fighting to stay upright. And this is caught by Watkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, Locke. And the catch made by Hilton. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave one more off this lead. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically...
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The throw by Luck complete to his tight end, Ebron. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Run.
They'll run on first down. It's Smith. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 8 yards out, and the Falcons push further out in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Luck, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's Luck. His throw incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Throwing is long. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
That's what I'm talking about.
He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Locke. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. The ball comes out, and the Falcons grab it.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over, but that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game. At this stage in the 4th, they needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They begin with a run by Smith. Room here to run. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Watch it.
They keep it with Smith on first down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Keep playing hard.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Alert, 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 alert. Watch out.
They'll try the right side here with Smith. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So now Luck and the Colts down by 13, a minute 39 to go. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Luck now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Luck. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go on 4th. Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. It was Darryl Worley there to knock that one free. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Falcons push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try, and you and I were talking before the game. That 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
Now a play fake, and it's Luck. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Out of the gun. Luck. Now a hit, and Luck lost the football. It's out, and the Falcons grab it. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense, and that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 6 yards away. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. They have the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Atlanta defense shifting into high gear as they head back out there now. They haven't played the best, but I guess it's not going to matter because their offense has been so good.
And they'll go in and shake their guys' hands and say, thanks a lot, big day. We'll try and tighten it down for the next ball game. But a lot of guys think this is kind of fun to be able to go up and down the field, almost like a basketball game where two teams full court press and score a whole lot of points. You may get beat, but sometimes you think, hey, that was a good day.
Well, they can still tighten it up here for one final stop. Make them feel good on the way out the door.
They'd love to show the defensive coordinator that they did have one good possession before this day is over.
Ebron with it over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
I'm coming.
A shotgun snap for Luck. He's got it to Hilton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Luck. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Atlanta, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it was a game they really needed as they drop back.